Hello everybody, this is James Alston, and this is going to be another video in my video blog for Rage CCG. This video will be talking a little bit more about the different types or styles of card. So there are three types of card. There are character cards, there are Sept cards, and there are combat cards. This is going to be a very broad and high-level version of all of these cards. There are different types inside of the big style of card, but for right now, we're going to talk about the big picture cards. So, we're going to recap those character cards one more time. Character cards, they are your foot soldiers in the game. Number one thing you always look for when you set the bar of where your game is at is the renown. The renown is this number up in the top right hand corner. Other things of importance are what tribe is the card in. So for this card is a stargazer. What phase of the moon is it born under? This one is a philodox. And what breed is it in? It's in lupus breed. Also, some other important things are rage and gnosis. Now, the value of those particular stats on the card are going to play into the next overarching style of cards, which are Sept cards. So, Sept cards are your way to make things happen in the world. So if you want to cast a spell, maybe you want to go on a spirit quest, or maybe you need something to fight that isn't the other character. You just need an enemy. Or if you're playing Wyrm, maybe you need a victim. Those things are all classified as Sept cards. Now there's multitudes of different functions, but in this particular scenario, I'm going to use Merciful Blow, which is a gift. But how do you get cards into play? Well, if you look down at the bottom of the card, it says Gnosis 5, and it requires a Stargazer. Those requirements have to be somewhere on your side of the play space. So let's go to Seeks the Truth again. Seeks the Truth is a Stargazer. And he also has a Gnosis of 7, which for Merciful Blow, you only really need a Gnosis of 5. So if Seeks the Truth is out on your playing field, you can do Merciful Blow as a gift. Now, let's look at the final style of cards, which are combat cards. So combat cards are the way you really do combat in the game. So let's say you did have a Sept card that was an enemy card. Or maybe you want to try your wits against, or try your airs against one of the other players' packs. This is how you would fight the other werewolves or the other enemy cards or victim cards inside of your Sept deck. You would use combat cards. Now, you can only really use them when you're in combat. So normally that's in the combat phase, or if some card effect that you may put out throws you into combat. And once they say you're in combat, combat cards become available to you. Now, the internals of the cards still have a casting cost, as it were. So you need at least a rage of 4, and you require the skill Kalendo. Now, Kalendo is actually a style of martial arts that runs in Stargazers. And the last thing is damage. So, let's say I want to use this card. I go back to my character card, High Seeks the Truth, and then I realize, guess what? If we have Seeks the Truth the way he is right now, he does not meet the rage requirement. However, that distinctive factor of character cards, they have two sides. If he's in Krenos form, he does have enough rage. So now he went from having a rage of 2 to a rage of 4. Seeks the Truth in Krenos form could use Forceful Wind. However, He does not have Kalendo. It is not one of the internal verbiage of Seeks the Truth. It doesn't say that he has it. So even though he meets the rage requirement of 4, he does not meet the Kalendo requirement that is also present. So he wouldn't be able to do this card. But if Seeks the Truth did have Kalendo and he used Forceful Wind, that damage score of 2 would then be applied to the health score, which is normally the last one, the health score that is on the bottom. So the health score is how you actually dispose of the character cards. So I briefly ran over just big, high-level versions of all the cards. We recapped the character cards. We talked a little bit about the spell cards, the cards that make effects happen, which are Sept cards. They are everything from your spirit journey to enemies and victims. There's also rites and moots and actions. All of those. Those are Sept cards. And then there's your combat cards, which can only really be used when you're put in a scenario where you're in combat. And they are all of your damage providing, attacking cards. If you like this video, please hit the like button at the bottom. And also, if you have any suggestions, comments, questions, or you want to see something else, please put some comments at the bottom.